And a big thanks to Pastor Steve for helping us keep looking up with Table Talk. And now to another friend, as we say hello to many WFRN friends. Good morning.
Good morning.
Another friend is with us, and that's Trisha Lightfoot from Triple P with Trisha.
Good morning,
Trisha. Have you heard the weather yet this morning, Trisha? Do you know? Did it sink in? Do you know what the weather's going to be like?
Hot.
Have you heard about Father's Day?
No.
Day after tomorrow, Father's Day Sunday, the heat index could hit 100.
Oh, my word.
I know.
That means I have to keep the air conditioning on.
Yes. It also means if you and your boys get your hubby an ice cream cake for Father's Day, you got to eat it fast.
I'm going to have to reserve that now. They're all going to be sold out.
I know, right? So anyway, it's so good to have you here, Trisha.
Thanks.
And always providing great insights and resources for members of the WFRN family and everyone who can benefit through Triple P of Elkhart County. Now, normally, I would say, it's an absolute delight to do this program. We know it blesses people. We enjoy it.
Normally, great.
But today, for some reason, I just feel like it's going to be a bit of a chore.
Ha, ha. That's a pun, everybody, because today we're talking about chores.
Nailed it.
Thank you for the rim shot. So I'm actually looking forward to talking about chores. I just don't want to do any, okay? Please. I don't want to do any chores, but I'd love to talk with you about them.
Yeah, nobody really wants to do their chores.
I know, right?
Generally.
Maybe it's just the edge of Father's Day weekend. I'm feeling guilty. There's a list of chores in front of me. But I'm hoping that they're not for me. They're for my children.
This whole adulting
acts of
thing.
Service and kindness. You're going to do it for your dad this weekend type thing.
Sunday's the big day.
He's
saving up for Sunday.
Yeah. Not a bad strategy. I hope it works out for you.
So we would love to hear. You always have great insights on different areas that are based on wisdom and experience and just really practical, which wisdom is ultimately. So yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts on how do we get our kids to do chores, Trisha?
Well, it starts with us. Ultimately, it always starts with the parent.
No,
yeah, that's always great. I hope you can manage your household. Yeah.
Set a good example.
Set a good example. And you as a parent get to decide how soon you want to introduce chores to your kids. Do you start with games when they're really little, like helping you sort the colors just to do laundry? Or do you wait until they're in elementary school and then start introducing hey, this is how we do things and I need your help now? So that's really up to you guys. And you can generally start at any time. You just need to use, again, wisdom and discernment and know what your child can and cannot do.
Ooh, that could be key.
That is key.
You can't just expect them to re-roof the house over the weekend.
Suit it to the child. Yeah. Suit it to the child, yes.
Yeah, and realize, too, that they're not going to get it right the first time. Or maybe even the 50th time. They may never not do it to your expectations till they're almost grown and out of the house for some things. So have realistic expectations and don't expect perfection.
To what extent should they have input and get to decide what it is they do?
That's up to each household.
Okay.
Because every family is different and all the dynamics are different. So again, that's where your expertise with your kids come in. So I would encourage you all to first start by just making, as a parent, a list of chores, everything that you have to get done in the house.
These are the things to do.
Yes. And then once you write it down, you're going to be like, oh, my word, I do so much stuff. And then, cross off the ones that are definitely for mom, dad, or whoever the other adults in the home. And then start assigning the ones that, could be in the kid category. And again, look at those with realistic expectations. Can my kids actually mow the grass? He's 9. Well, in some families he might, in other families he might not. And that's dependent upon the size of the yard, the equipment you have, and just the skill level of the child himself.
Right. How responsible he is, his focus on physical tasks, detailed tasks.
Yeah. So knowing that, you can decide okay, well, maybe my son can't mow the yard when he's 9, but you know what? He could start helping me. So I can teach him how to pick up all the sticks in the yard.
Nice.
And I can teach him how to, prep and check.
Maybe he's not ready to use he or she isn't ready to use the riding mower, but maybe they could use a pair of kitchen scissors.
Oh, my word.
It would take longer.
Yeah, he can edge the yard with kitchen scissors.
Okay, so you suit it to the child.
Yeah, so you make your list and then, have your talk with your kids and maybe ask them. Again, this is where the parents get to decide. Do you want to ask your child if there's some they'd like to volunteer for, or would you rather just assign everything and be done with it? So again, this is going to be where families are a little different, or is it a combination of both?
Maybe it could be like a fantasy football draft or a sports league draft where you say, okay, here's the chores. We're going to flip for who gets to pick first, and now back and forth. Who do you pick? Or like
have to choose.
Picking sides on a kickball team.
Why not? Get creative.
That sounds fun, actually.
On Pinterest, there's tons of ideas that show you how to different ways to do chores and how to stay organized. And one of them is to draw sticks.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So it's the blind draw of chance every time.
Fun.
Another really good tip that's helpful for both you as the parent and the kids is to make a job roster. So once you've got them all decided, write them down and keep it visual. And I'd encourage you to put a time limit on it. Like, do you want your kids to have certain chores that they have to do every day? Do they have certain chores that have to be done by Friday, or their monthly chores? Set times on it. For my kids, for this morning, other than the fact they're still sleeping, but when I work for a couple hours in the morning and I let them stay home, I give them a list of chores. 1, because I know it'll help keep them busy and out of trouble. And 2, I don't want them sitting in front of the TV. And 3, I need help. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to be back at this time. I'd like all of these done by then. Can you do that? And they're like, sure. Now, this is where the different personalities come into play. My oldest is he gets started before I leave because he wants to be done.
Right.
My youngest, I noticed yesterday that he did one. He took a break for 30 minutes, and then he did another one, and he took another break for 30 minutes, but he had them done when I got home.
Okay.
So,
They ended up at the same finish line.
Yes. So having a time limit with flexibility in there can be really helpful and empowering for both you and the child. So you're not coming down with the hammer saying, oh, mom's a taskmaster, and I don't get any fun, and I can't play.
Right.
All that stuff.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay, very cool. So keep the end goal in mind. Don't stay calm and carry on through the process. Keep the end goal in mind.
Yeah, stay calm. That's a good one. And maybe have some rewards.
Rewards are fun.
Rewards, yeah. So we work. We're rewarded by our paycheck.
Yes.
So our kids are going to work and do some chores. Figure out what motivates them. So what's something that would motivate your kids?
Gum.
Gum
is big.
Okay.
They don't go around constantly chewing it. So when they get a chance, it's like gum.
All right.
Gum's big.
So if they completed a chore, you'd hand them a pack of gum?
I don't know about a pack. It's a lot of gum. Although I feel like they might stick the whole pack in their mouth at once.
Oh, yuck.
Yeah, sometimes there's a big old one. So I don't know. Gum comes to mind. What else would be, Cody? Kids are...
My kids just they love to be able to get something the next time we go to a store.
Oh, okay.
They still love just these little cheap $1 junk toys, and that they just beg for one every time we go somewhere. Okay, well, we make that a reward occasionally.
That's cool. That's great.
My son Josh would love a new book.
A new book.
My son Luke would love, who's 9 years younger, would love anything that's balloony.
All right. So again, that's where the expertise comes in from the parents in each family. Figure out what ticks for your kids. Mm-hmm. Is it an item? Okay. Is it going out for ice cream? Is it money? Is it a night at grandma's house? What is it? Figure it out. Make it fun for them.
Awesome.
Make it easy for you if possible.
Cool.
Yeah.
And what's cool is if you can align that reward, find where, I think they call that a Venn diagram, where there's there's two or three
circles that intersect.
2 or 3 circles or more, and where the circles all intersect is true for all the things. So the Venn diagram, the intersection of the circle of what they would want as a reward, combined with the circle of
what you can give as a reward.
What you can give.
That's great.
Combined with the circle of something that encourages them in a direction or activity that you want them to get more involved with.
And don't feel like you as the parent has to bend backwards and get this really expensive gaming system or anything. I like that idea. Yes. Figure out what you can do, what they want, and where it all blends together peacefully.
Yep. Very cool.
Great idea.
Now you have some events coming up this summer.
We do. We have a couple events. We've got a couple seminars coming up here in Elkhart. The first one is called The Power of Positive Parenting.
Ooh, nice.
So if you want a little firsthand experience to figure out all of what Triple P is about, come join us. And then we've got a couple discussion groups, and they are dealing with disobedience and creating good bedtime routines. So
Okay.
if you're having challenges in those areas, come join us. Check us out on the website.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
And I just feel like there's probably a lot of folks wondering what I'm wondering, which is everything is great. Decide on chores, customize it to the child, prepare a roster, make it visual, set a deadline, have rewards, align the rewards. What about consequences when they're just not doing it? And all of that isn't leading to the kids doing the chores.
It's always good to have a logical consequence to follow up with chores.
Okay, that naturally is linked. Is that the idea?
I would think so. We don't really have a lot of time to go into that today,
Right.
but if we want to put like a bookmark here, I can follow up with that next week.
That would be
question.
great. Oh, this is fun. I love bookmarks. And I love Triple P Parenting with Trisha.
Yeah.
Trisha, as always, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We want to point everyone, the events Trisha talked about, they're always free. They're always to benefit anyone who wants to partake in those. And then also lots of other information and resources is at the website, trippleplelkhartcounty.org. Trisha, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.